Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 5 in the series. Game 5 taking place right before your eyes as we now take a look at WFZ spawning as the red undead on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the top right, we have Yumiko spawning as the blue human. Gonna go ahead and speed things up just a little bit here as we get this game underway. Now, so far we've seen some pretty interesting games and some pretty interesting just unit choices and hero choices throughout this matchup. It really feels like WFZ could have done a little bit more to really take some of those earlier games now. He finds himself in the hole, and is he going to be able to really come back at it? All right, we are going to hit the 2-minute mark right now as a footman scouts down an Acolyte. The Acolyte doing a good job creating sacrifices of critters all across the map as we now look at the Mountain King coming in to perhaps take down that Acolyte there. There it goes. We're going to see Militia Footmen clear out this 3-3-3 creep camp as the Death Knight makes a mad rad dash off to the north. This Death Knight going to go ahead and try and Death Coil and take out some of these units here to try and steal some of that early experience. However, the Mountain King should be fairly well protected. And early on, it is rather easy for the Death Knight, or excuse me, the Mountain King to get a Storm Bolt onto the Death Knight and get an easy quick surround. That's always something you have to be careful about. Yumiko opting to build the Arcane Tower here inside his base instead of outside. And we'll see how that affects anything, whether or not any skeletal minions will try and sneak on through as the Mountain King now does a little bit of chasing. We do see a skeletal minion army coming in together here. That skeletal minion perhaps going to try and aggro a couple of creeps. No, he's going to make sure that there is in fact militia making its way over, and there is none. The one point for this is that the skeleton warrior wants to see if militia are making their way over. If they are not, then all of a sudden WFZ knows that Yumiko is not trying to clear out any of these two north creep camps. So that's the reason why that one minion is off over there. Let's take a look. There goes the skeletal minion at the hands of the Arcane Tower, and now the militia are being called over. The Mountain King now being brought back off to the north. One skeletal minion trying to do a little bit more scouting, and it looks like he'll be able to scout where these units are. All right, there goes the ensnare, aggroing onto those footmen, taking a little bit of damage, but not really much of anything, as the militia now looking to clear up what I'll call this 11 o'clock expansion on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Death Knight does have one Crypt Fiend, and he's going to try and creep this creep camp while standing on Blight. That's always very important. You see that one Nerubian tower right there being used to just slow things down a bit and perhaps take down these units. Alright, with that additional Blight, there is going to be faster regeneration, but the problem here is that that inner fire is really making it rather difficult to try and take down many of these units. Crypt Fiend gets healed back up here as we're looking at the WFZ really spending a lot of just time and energy focusing on a rather difficult creep camp as the Footman and the Mountain King now come in for a bit of a charge. The Mountain King doing what it can do best to perhaps steal some experience, and this could be a problem. Ogre Mauler and Ogre Magi are all in this position here. The Ogre Magi is chasing rather far. I am surprised by that, as we now see an ensnare down onto the Crypt Fiend. Double ensnare, as the Footman may in fact get a free Crypt Fiend early on. That one Crypt Fiend pretty much doesn't stand a chance at all, as we're looking at the Ogre Magi. And what is this? The Halls of the Dead already attacking down this hall, or attacking down that Ogre Magi here as well. Alright, Altar of Darkness is training up that Lich, as the Mountain King going to be getting very, very close to level 3 now, and also with some very strong early items. Already has 7.6 armor with 2 rings of protection and a circlet of nobility. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Is the Death Knight going to be able to Death Coil down this Ogre Mauler and get the kill? It looks like that will be the kill. Oh no! Who got the kill? I don't know who got the kill there. I thought the Mountain King would have leveled up. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like the Death Knight getting a Death Coil onto the Crypt Fiend right before he pops the Scroll of Town portal, and they will be able to escape. Yumiko sitting here with just almost level 3, does not have quite enough, would have been able to perhaps take down that Crypt Fiend as the Lich does come over. Oh, very low hit point unit as Yumiko runs back with a Goblin Shredder. Alright, the Goblin Shredder gonna go after one of those skeletal warriors and giving that Mountain King almost level 3. That would have been a huge, huge mistake. as WFZ now finds himself severely behind. With these towers now being built at the 10 o'clock location, WFZ will not be able to put pressure onto that expansion unless he goes for very heavy meat wagons or perhaps destroyers. The problem though is you cannot mass one single unit in WarCraft 3 as it can get easily countered. Yumiko is in fact going for a very tight construction of scout towers, something that I'm actually kind of questioning at this point, as we saw what happened with destroyers earlier in this series. Now, Lich is coming around here. What is happening down over here? I don't know why they're pinging here. Really don't know why they're pinging down over here, as we are looking at the Mountain King sitting at level 3, leaving behind sentry wards. Alright, no, gonna go ahead and pick that back up there, as we now see the footmen making their way off to the north. Death Knight still sitting at level 2, Lich is comfortably sitting at level 1, and the Death Knight gets the 3 and the Lich gets the 2. That Tome of Experience, a very big deal, as it jumps the Lich now with the ability to cast Frost Nova. Now, if the Death Knight once again tries to clear out this Goblin Merchant camp, it is going to perhaps drop another Tome of Experience, a 25% chance, as the Mountain King walks around with Devotion Aura. Death Knight now comes in here. Are we going to perhaps see a bit of a play? There is defend on all of those footmen, and this is going to be a bit of an issue. All right, that Death Knight already down to 400 some odd hit points, has Frost Armor, absorbing a whole bunch of damage, and let's see what's going to be happening here. One footman does get taken down, transfer a Potion of Healing, and this is a very large group of units trying to take down a Death Knight. The Death Knight does end up surviving here, as the Militia are going to end up falling. There's a Death Coil, or a Stormbolt, onto the Crypt Fiend. Are we going to see a Death Coil? No, we are not. No Burrow either, as we are still trying to fight this way through. All right, a couple of Militia may end up getting taken down here. Mountain King still has enough mana for Stormbolt right now, as another footman going to get taken down. All of a sudden, WFZ grabbing an Ogre Mauler, really changing things around here, and that one Ogre Mauler really being able to tank. Lich is going to be shy of level 3, however, and Manual of Help and a Tome of Agility, 2 rather good items. Mountain King running away with a Clarity Potion already being used. We see a tech to tier 2 here, as the Ogre Mauler may be brought into the front to try and absorb a bit of damage. Alright, here we go. Crypt Fiends are in position. There's one Meat Wagon, and very critical destruction of this Arcane Vault. Once this Arcane Vault is gone, without a Blood Mage and without an Archmage, that Mountain King is going to have a lot of problems trying to get any mana. I thought I saw a Meat Wagon attack. Yes, it was down over there. We're taking a look off over here. The keep now suffering a little bit of damage, but we see that the Meat Wagon is attempting to take out this keep here. Alright, only one Meat Wagon. That is the issue. A Zeppelin now gonna drop off a Meat Wagon once more, as the repairs are currently underway. Alright, keep about halfway done. If a new Meat Wagon is added, that may be just enough to cause this one building to fall down here. You can see it's finally taking a bit more damage. The peasants are now massively repairing, as the Crypt Fiends now need a brought over. There's a Frost Nova, and that Frost Nova was very critical. The Frost Nova, or that early Crypt Fiend, was very critical, as the Crypt Fiend absorbed the damage from the Arcane Tower. Alright, are we going to see another? Ended up backing off there. All right, here we go. Here's a big attack in the back. Crypt Fiends are here. There is a Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend. Are we going to get a Death Coil onto that one Crypt Fiend there? It looks like we should. Yes, we have it, as the Mountain King is just trying to do much. All right, the Meat Wagon's getting picked up and dropped back down. Very good micro here, as Yumiko is trying to fight back. Death Knight doing a great job so far. Ogre Mauler doing a really good job here, as the Lich now gets to level 3. That is a big problem for Yumiko. Level 3 on the Lich means level 2 Frost Nova. Level 2 Frost Nova means we are going to have a very difficult time trying to repair this one particular keep, as those peasants will end up taking a lot of damage. All right, let's take a look at what's going back over here. Frost Armor, those peasants now trying to run back. It looks like some of them will be able to escape. Yes, they will. The Meat Wagons were not focused down onto those peasants at all. So far, 2 Meat Wagons is not enough to try and take this down, especially with so many peasants here, and you have to be careful because of that call to arms. Upgrading that to keep was a very smart call, as we're now going to be looking what's going to be happening next. The Meat Wagons quickly picked up. You can see that the footmen are looking for those Meat Wagons, don't find them anymore, as a quick Stormbolt goes down on that Death Knight. Death Knight could get picked up here in just a moment. Now going to back off once again as the militia are coming in. Burrowed Crypt Fiend is revealed somehow. I don't remember seeing how that was revealed. Anyways, a Death Coil now comes down again, and this long drawn-out fight as all the Obsidian statues are just a bit too far away. All right, Death Knight's still in a little bit of trouble. The Meat Wagon's doing a great job, though, engaging as Frost Nova, really the name of the game here, preventing many of these units from getting taken out. All right. So far, Goblin Shredder, Lich now in a little bit of trouble. We're going to see the Lich perhaps pick up a unit or two. There's a Stormbolt, but a Death Coil right in the nick of time there to try and save it. Is that Crypt Fiend going to get taken down? It looks like it's going to burrow. There is a reveal, and that was how that unit was revealed there as the Mountain King now using a Scroll of Town portal to head back somewhere, head back home. So he is now back at the original home here. There is still 2 Meat Wagons and 1 Obsidian statue doing a great job. If that Goblin Shredder or if any units actually fall, this is going to be a very big deal here as the Death Knight needs to perhaps Death Coil that Crypt Fiend. Alright, so far, damage is being absorbed there. We are seeing a little bit of an attacking Mountain King now trying to regroup his units all together again as we don't see that many reinforcements. Yumiko really paying a high price. He's not getting that much gold, more gold out of this base. 53 over 66 compared to 58. Never mind, actually twice as much. I thought for a moment that WFZ was in no upkeep. No, instead it is twice as much gold, but the repairs, the constant repairs, and all of the investment in peasants is actually really hurting them as the Mountain King, and now more units are coming back over. All right, here's the engagement. Are we going to perhaps see some Frost Novas? Crypt Fiend's not engaging at just quite yet as we're looking at the peasants going to be falling. All right, are we going to see a peasant fall? No, we are not. Just focus down the peasants, and you may get even more levels here as the Death Knight already at level 4, now with level 2, or is it level 1 on Holy Aura? Only level 1 on Holy Aura. He might actually have Death Pack in order to try and stay alive a bit longer. There's the long distance Stormbolt as the Ogre Mauler, oh, what is this? Picking up Crypt Fiends and dropping them off to lose aggro and focus fire. Blood Mage now brought over, and the Blood Mage is going to be a problem as the Blood Mage will be siphoning the mana away from the Death Knight and that Lich. All right, the Blood Mage, is it going to get taken down? No, it's not. There it goes. There's a Stormbolt as the Death Knight losing hit points and mana. The Death Knight needs to finally break that connection as the Meat Wagon is going to fall. No Zeppelin nearby that I can see. There is another Siphon mana as this one Meat Wagon down to 7 hit points gets taken down. Death Knight does get off another Death Coil here. Mountain King still low on mana, waiting for more mana from that Blood Mage. Blood Mage upside down on mana, so we'll end up losing a little bit over time there as the Death Knight may try to push forth once more. 1 Meat Wagon and 1 Meat Wagon by himself. The Goblin Zeppelin has come over. Crypt Fiends are still here. Obsidian statues are in the back. And is the Death Knight going to have enough mana? That is the question of the hour. All right, Yumiko coming back over here. Mountain King comes in with the Stormbolt. Death Knight gets Stormbolted very quickly. Blood Mage gets siphoned. Or there's the siphon as the Death Knight now out of mana to do much of anything. Picking up those key units, now trying to run away as the very key, very, very important Unholy Aura allows all the units to walk that much faster. All right, we're going to see a little bit of a turnaround here. And there's the defend as the Obsidian statues. We now have 3 Obsidian statues on the field. No destroyers as of yet. And as I would assume, as soon as we saw 1 or 2 destroyers, WFZ's army would just take out his opponent. Back down over here, we are going to Black Citadel. We are halfway there. It's going to be quite some time. Death Knight may be able to get off a Death Coil. Doesn't even need to take down the Blood Mage at level 1. Level 4 on both the Lich and the Death Knight as they're now running back off to the north. WFZ putting Yumiko up into the corner, but Yumiko doing a great job essentially staying off the ropes and still being able to fight back, doing a bit of damage. All right, let's take a look at this. Arcane towers and guard towers are now getting focused down instead, and that's a very interesting strategy choice and change. All of a sudden, if you take out the stationary defense, that changes things up dramatically. By taking out the stationary defense, you don't have to worry about the home field advantage nearly as much as the Ogre Mauler really should not be in that position. Overcommits himself, and now does not have much to show for himself except a bloody corpse on the ground. Death Knight needs to figure out what to do next. Oh, Blood Mage almost walked straight into a bit of a trap right there, as we now see 3 Obsidian statues here ready to go. I do believe there was an Acolyte in that Zeppelin, but it may not be there any longer, and it may have been taken out. Without an Acolyte, the only way that these Obsidian statues are getting healed are with that Unholy Aura, but they're being left behind. What is this? WFZ leaving behind the Obsidian statues, now realizing they're trying to bring them back home, and that is what we're looking at now. Alright, Dark Ranger being added as the 3rd hero in this trifecta. Silence on the Blood Mage, silence on the Mountain King. Very, very important. Are we going to perhaps see the Crypt Fiends? There are a couple of Spellbreakers now coming in as well. There's some engagement, as we may see these towers just absolutely getting destroyed in a matter of seconds. Yes, we are. There you go. Going to go ahead and cancel that tower right there as it gets rebuilt. All right, let's take a look at this. The meat wagons off to the side, attempting to take down the Arcane Vault. Goblin Shredder is there. Is it going to engage? And if it tries to engage right here, it may actually get taken down. Already down to 305 hit points, down to 226 before it regroups up with the rest of the army. There are 2 Arcane Vaults on the field. 1 Spellbreaker able to make it all the way back here, as we're going to see another tower. Oh, Destroyer is out on the field. Is the Destroyer perhaps going to absorb mana and now finally deal some damage to this sea of footmen? The problem is that we now need to get Abominations, as Spellbreakers are out on the field. That will be the key point. If WFZ can get enough Abominations on the field to handle the Spellbreakers, then WFZ should be able to turn things around. The problem is he needs to keep the Crypt Fiends alive, as well as he needs to be able to handle just in case Griffins make their way out onto the field. Destroyer very, very low, or has no mana whatsoever, as we're now looking at an engagement here. Stormbolt, Frost Nova, there is a defend now being brought in. All the units are now trying to run back, and this is the issue. 1 Obsidian statue is surrounded. The other Obsidian statue doesn't, gets picked up by the Zeppelin, as now the Zeppelin now hiding and flying off to the north. Needs to be extremely careful, and now able to get back down to the south. 1 Obsidian statue left, another meat wagon being added. We really need to see a second slaughterhouse at this point, if anything is to happen here, as we see. Oh, Blood Mage getting in some Siphon. There's a Stormbolt as the Crypt Fiend now comes in here. Alright, Crypt Fiend should be able to focus, and what's happening now? Defend on those footmen, making those Crypt Fiends pretty much useless. Death Knight now getting Siphon Maned again. Yumiko losing another Troll Berserker here, as the Death Knight is losing mana very, very quickly. Alright, there is a Death Pack on the Death Knight to try and stay alive. Silence onto the Mountain King. Mountain King is now in trouble. The Mountain King may get taken down, and the Mountain King gets taken down at level 4. Alright, it doesn't matter about that Blood Mage any longer if the Mountain King is gone. Now no one to really use all of that additional mana at all, as the Blood Mage and the Death Knight, Dark Ranger is still out on the field. There you go. There is the Paladin now sitting at level 3. Holy Light to save the unit there, as now we're going to be looking at the Blood Mage trying to get away. The Blood Mage is going to be able to get away. Potion of Invulnerability, as the as the Blood Mage tries to hit the Death Knight. Death Knight jumps into the Zeppelin just in time. Crypt Fiends are now backing off. Death Knight, are we going to perhaps see the Paladin fall? No, the Paladin does not fall. Dark Ranger gets to level 2. No, Paladin falls at level 1, as we now are looking at a Crypt Fiend getting taken down there. Death Knight sitting at level 4. All of these low hit point units, as we're just about to cross the 20-minute mark. There is no more Obsidian statues, so no real healing going on here, as the Dark Ranger now going to be tanking this. Alright, Dark Ranger tanking a lot of damage right here, but with that Frost Armor, I guess that is the best course of action at this point in time, as you see a Book of the Dead has been picked up. Oh, Book of the Dead can rush into this location here. The Arcane Towers are pretty much gone. That is going to be a lot of damage to be had. As long as there is no Dispel Magic. I do not see any Priest out on the field. Blood Mage is back out. Mountain King getting resurrected, and then followed by that Paladin. Alright, Death Knight needs to figure out his long-term plan. Lich has Dark Ritual in order to gain more mana. Maybe just or grabbing those Dark Minions in order to get more and more hit points, or more and more mana. So the Dark Ranger generates mana essentially for that Lich. Such a strong 1 or 2 3 combination, where your second and third heroes' abilities are working so well together. All right, Lich already up to 350 mana, and that is going to be important in this upcoming fight, as the Obsidian statues are now regenerating all of WFZ's army. Blood Mage now coming down. Spellbreaker's looking to creep out a very dangerous creep camp, and this could be very bad for him, as there is not that many healers. All right, let's take a look at this. Ogre Lord does do a fair bit of damage, getting Storm Bolted, getting Siphon Mana'd as well, as we're now looking at the Destroyers trying to put pressure here. All right, here we go. The Destroyers are all here, and look at that attack. How much damage can they do? It's one tower now down. The second tower gonna get taken down. There's a quick Frost Nova. So much damage being dealt, and Yumiko losing his economic advantage. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Lich gonna get to level 5 here in just a moment. Dark Ranger may even get to 3 after all the peasants go. And if that does happen, the Dark Ranger with level 2 Black Arrows will give so much mana to that Lich. Lich unable to do that, and now we're gonna see Yumiko end up sitting on one base, and let's see. Oh, he's building 2 Griffin Aviaries just in time, but he's not going to be. No, well, he does not have an. Or he does have an Arcane Vault, so he will be able to build Dragon Hawks. That will be the important thing here, as the castle is not going to be falling anytime soon. Back over here, Acolytes unable to do anything. The gold mines have been mined out. There is a boneyard out in play, and what is going to be happening here, I do not know. Down over here, you can see the Paladin is at level 2, trying to get to level 3. A Shade is keeping track of that army, and Yumiko is down on bases. All right, let's take a look at this. I think there was an over-investment into Obsidian or into Destroyers. You did not need that many. You want 1 Obsidian statue for mana, 1 Obsidian statue for hit points, but now you pretty much have only have 1 and too many Destroyers. Level 3 on the Dark Ranger, as the Acolytes are most likely going to start trying to haunt a gold mine here. Let's take a look at this. 404 gold. They do have enough to haunt the gold mine. Blood Mage is now at level 3, giving mana to the Paladin, and the Paladin is going to get to level 3. Level 3 Paladin, level 4 Mountain King. That is a very dangerous 1-2 punch, as only 3 Griffins were being trained. This is not like StarCraft 2, where if you're training a unit and you have more queued up, even though you lost your building, you can still queue them up. That's something that happened in StarCraft 2, where if you lost the building required, any units that were queued up beyond the original, you could not train. All right, let's take a look at this. Destroyer, or this base off to the top left, has been cleared out. No gold? No gold? What's going on? 109, how come they have not haunted that gold mine? Perhaps he expected that there would be gold there, or creeps there, to try and get a little bit of gold, but there is none. All right, instead he's going for a frost worm instead, and he's pretty much putting all of his eggs in one basket. This next attack is gonna be the attack to end all attacks. There are Griffins in the air, and those Griffins, the Griffins are not that good of a call against so many Destroyers. I was expecting Dragonhawks, and instead, now we see Griffins, and those Griffins are not going to be able to do anything to these Destroyers. The Destroyers pretty much have free reign on the entire field here, as the Blood Mage now pulling back. All right, are we still training up Griffins? Yes, we are. Yumiko now with 3 Griffins on the field with a 60/60 supply army. Meanwhile, Mountain King now trying to run back here as well. We're looking at a 59/60, very, very even army all the way across, as the Frostworm now going to clear out this bottom left-hand side of the map. All right, if it is a Gargantuan Sea Turtle, it could in fact be a Potion of Invulnerability or a Potion of Greater Healing. Death Knight has a Potion of Invulnerability. I believe the Dark Ranger has a Potion of Invulnerability. And does the Lich have one? Yes, the Lich has one as well. This is going to be a huge, huge deal, as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle now taken down. Do we perhaps have a couple of buildings unsummoning? Yes, we do. Unsummoning some very key buildings in order to try and haunt another gold mine. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statue, 1 Obsidian Statue over here, and the Destroyers are just going after all of these units. Perhaps they should be going after some of the peasants or something else for a guaranteed kill and maximizing their damage. All right, here we go. There is the attack. There's a Stormbolt onto that. Quickly taken down with a Holy Light as well. All right, there is all of a sudden a, what is that? Book of the Dead. All of a sudden a strong engagement. Mountain King uses a potion of invulnerability. Death or another Crypt Fiend now falls down. Staff of Sanctuary being used pretty effectively as well. Lich has plenty of mana, but needs to get a Frost Nova off in order to really make any strong use of it. There it goes. As you now see that the Frost Worm is now taking way too much damage. Dark Ranger now trying to come in. Militia now trying to come in as well. All of a sudden, this army, the Acolytes, the Militia, you just needed to time them out, and he couldn't get it done. Obsidian Statue now going to get surrounded. No, not going to get surrounded at all, as we now see the Paladin fall. All right, Lich is in a little bit of trouble. Does have a potion of lesser invulnerability, so the Death Knight does not, and the Death Knight's going to get taken down here. Oh, no, wait. Oh, Death Pact, but is still stuck in a corner. Oh, able to get out after a Frost Nova, as the Griffin Riders are still trying to come in. All right, the Griffin Riders could go after those units here, and the Death Knight is still running around in circles. All right, is he going to stay alive? He's down to 31 hit points, down to 27, down to 30, trying to run behind the tree line. All right, let's take a look. The Death Knight has no real way to help this here, as the units are just falling around. The Lich is still in a lot of trouble, as he has no mana. All right, Lich going to get taken down here. Dark Ranger has really nothing to do at all, as the Lich is doing a great job just trying to focus down all those units. Now there's a solo Blood Mage left. All right, let's take a look at the Destroyers are going after the units here, perhaps taking down another Griffin, and now another Griffin's going to get taken down as well. There is only a Dark Ranger here, and that Dark Ranger could in fact do something. Death Knight sitting in his base, doing a great job healing back up. We're seeing a 34 over 20 supply, as the Undead unable to train up any more units. Yumiko sitting at 24 over 60, and that is just far too expensive to try and get that Lich back, but he wants that Lich back desperately. 528 gold, as we're now looking at the Destroyers going after that Blood Mage. Let's take a look back over here. I don't see very much of anything going on inside the base of Yumiko, and these Destroyers could just destroy the Blood Mage and take him down. That is going to be a very big problem. Are we going to get any additional items? The Blood Mage sells some of his things, and now starting to resurrect the Paladin. He's going to have a Paladin and a Blood Mage, and that is it. And that's all we're going to be looking at. All right. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Dark Ranger sitting at level 4. What is happening here? Did he sell the Ring of Regeneration? He must have sold the Ring of Regeneration in order to get that, in order to get the gold for that Lich. That is very, very questionable right there. As you now see the Paladin now coming into play, you can see that the Spellbreakers are now trying to chase the Death Knight. Should not be anywhere near this fight here, as the Blood Mage should just actually be now targeted down. If the Blood Mage gets targeted, there's not much that can be done. All right. The Paladin was, I believe, at level 3, maybe level 4. That is the reason why it's taking so long to resurrect, even though it was the third hero, as the Destroyer now needs to pull back. All right, Death Knight may come in with a Death Coil to try and save that one there. The Spellbreakers are here to try and make sure that that does not happen. There goes the one Destroyer, and that Destroyer will get healed back up. The Spellbreakers are split between the two sides, making sure that that Paladin can come back out. There is the Death Coil to heal up again. There are the Spellbreakers, and what is happening? All right, the Paladin down to, is it gonna fall if Yumiko loses this Altar of Kings as the Paladin's trying to get resurrected? That is pretty much going to be the game. Altar of Kings down to 170 hit points, 165, 150, 144, and I don't think it's gonna make it. No, it is not, even with magic damage and the masonry upgrade at level 3. Oh my gosh, that was so close. A split second more, and Yumiko would have had it. WFZ taking this and taking this game. I believe I actually misquoted, and WFZ came back in Game 3 and Game 4 to win this series 3-2. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.